Hey guys, and welcome to my first bullet journal planning ever. I'm going to be using this origami bullet journal that I just got off Amazon, so nothing special, and then just these cheap pens as well that I got off Amazon, so again, I'm not using anything special for any of this. The journal also comes with this pack of stencils in the pouch at the back. So I'm just starting off by writing the year in the front page. I don't really see why I would bother with a key or anything, so I'm just not going to. And then I left some room sort of at the side and around it in case I wanted to do any like little minimal designs or something later. And then onto like my yearly overview, like the calendar. I'd seen quite a few other people doing like this really beautiful like wreath decoration, and I wanted to basically copy that. I thought it looked great, so I just started by trying to do that particular font that everyone seems to do in every bullet journal I ever see, and I was like, I could be original, but also I want to try and use this this font that basically everyone uses. So I'm just filling in all the months across just 2 pages, and then doing like a little calendar spread sort of thing just underneath, just with the days of the month. This is mainly just going to be for me to keep track of dates, I guess, and what day it actually is. I mean, I could just use my phone, but then this looks like a really nice spread, so I'd rather have it in my journal than not have it. And so this was like my favourite bit. I loved just doing these cute little tiny wreaths. I wasn't really bothered about them looking too neat or too perfect. I just wanted them to be round and have leaves on them, which it's pretty simple, but I think it looks really effective, which is kind of why I chose to do this one after I saw like a million other people doing it. I'm not really bothered about being original, I just want my journal to look cute. I honestly don't ever use calendars very much, but who knows, maybe 2019 will change that. So I actually wrote all of this out in pencil first. I'm not very good at calligraphy, and I'm also not very good at trusting myself to get the dates right the first time round, so I filled in the days of the week and like the first and last day of every month just to make sure that I wasn't, you know, gonna get them wrong. And yeah, that last day in September did just kind of sit below the rest of the lines for any other month, and I think there's one in December as well that does that, but it's not really a big deal, it doesn't really bother me. I'm not bothered about being too neat with this journal, as you'll probably see in some of the other spreads. Okay, onto like my little monthly overview, or some people call these like a future spread. I'm not really sure what any of the bullet journaling words mean, but this is just so I can have like a yearly overview and just put any like massive outstanding things I need to remember for any particular month. So not like things like birthdays or anything like that, but like big important dates that I really don't want to forget can go in here so I can see them approaching throughout the year. And now I get to some fun spreads. So I'm going to do the My Life in Pixels spread. Rather than doing like a monthly mood tracker, I'd rather just have a big one in the front and just use that one for the whole year rather than having to draw out the page every single month. So I'm going to fill in each square with a colour depending on what my mood was for that day. And then on the other side of this page, I'm going to be doing like a lunar calendar. I saw Caddytastic do this in her bullet journal, and I don't really know why I would need it, but it looked cool, and maybe I will enjoy tracking the phases of the moon, and maybe it will correlate to my mood with my Life in Pixels chart, so that'll be interesting to see. Next is my 19 goals for 2019. And I'm not actually going to fill in any of the goals like on camera. I haven't decided what exactly all 19 are, but then they're probably going to be pretty personal, so I would rather just cut that off camera. And on the next page is my life goals, and these are more generic things. They're not specifically things that I want to achieve this year, but that I want to work towards. So this is just more generic goals, like always going to see at least one like musical gig a year or something like that. And then next is my writing goals. I really want to get back into writing really seriously this year, so I'm having a page just for some little writing goals that I want to meet, and I'm just going to add them in as and when I go, and you're probably going to see that the first one here is in fact just to finish the map of my Fantasyland. After that, I wanted a reading shelf. Again, I've seen loads of people do these and I think they're really cute. And I really like the idea of just filling in like an actual physical little shelf with the books that you read. So I'm not going to draw the books in first, I'm going to draw them as and when I read them. And if it turns out I don't read a lot of books this year, I'll just fill in the spaces with other things that could go on a bookshelf. But for now, it looks pretty empty because obviously it's the start of the year. It's actually still December while I film this, but I am going to draw in the first book that I read, and I am just going to count this one. It's my bullet journal. I can do what I want, even though it's still 2018. And that one is The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. Next, I'm going to have a page for my favourite quotations. This is just any sort of quotation or phrase or anything, whether it's from a book or music, just anything that I like. I'm going to put it here just because I can and I want to. And I'm actually just gonna, I don't know why it bled through, but I'm just gonna get rid of that with some white pen. Next, a page for my music, so any songs or new bands that I find this year, I'm going to write down to remind myself of here. Okay, this is my favourite spread in the whole book so far. So I made a page for my accomplishments, and I haven't seen anyone else do this spread, so I think this might be an original spread. And I went absolutely crazy with the lettering on this one. Basically, anytime I achieve something major, so it could be like getting your license or getting a car, getting a new job or a promotion or moving out or getting married or something like that. It doesn't have to be specifically that big, but I wanted this page for like my major accomplishments this year, which is why there's not so many. And I'm not going to fill in these shields yet, but I really did like this shield design, so every time I accomplish something major in my life this year, I'm going to draw out some heraldry for it. One of them might be when I hopefully pass my Japanese course this year. I would draw out some heraldry to represent that, and yeah, I'm just really excited to fill these in. I haven't seen anyone else do that, so if you guys would like to do this spread, I would really love to see how other people do it. And so on the right side of the page, I'm drawing out shelves of potion bottles, and for every sort of new thing that I try this year, every new experience, I'm going to fill in and colour in one of the potion bottles. So this is just minor stuff, and it could be like trying a new cuisine or trying a new sport or something like that, you know, or just anything like really minor, which is why there's loads and loads of bottles for this. And this will hopefully encourage me to do new things this year. So I've seen people do similar spreads for things like mood trackers, but I really just wanted to do this for like new experiences. So hopefully I'll have these filled out by the end of the year. There's actually 66 bottles. It just so turned out that I ended up doing exactly 11 bottles per shelf. I have no idea how that happened because they're all different sizes and shapes, but I guess somewhere in my subconscious, my mind said somehow to fit 11 bottles on each shelf. So yeah, hopefully by the end of the year I will have tried 66 new things, whether that's like food or hobbies or just anything new that I might try. And I really want to colour these in, so I'm pretty determined so far to start trying some new stuff. Okay, my next page is for my YouTube goals, and this is more for my main channel rather than my booktube channel, just because my main channel is like a fair bit bigger than my booktube channel at the moment. I don't really have any specific goals I want to write down at the moment, so I'm just going to be leaving them blank, and I don't really have that many. Again, I'm just like a really teeny tiny small channel, so I'll probably fill those in later. And then on this side of the page I'm making a sub tracker. So on my main channel I'm at about 3 and a bit thousand subscribers already, and I basically just wanted to keep a better mark, like a better track of where I was. I know things like Social Blade do track it, but you can't look back in time and see retroactively where you were at, so I kind of just want to make like a better note of where I am to look back on especially. And I've only drawn the graph up to 5k because I don't think I'm going to get 2,000 subscribers in a year. Who knows? Next, I'm making a page for anime, and for every anime that I watch I'm going to draw something from it in a little hexagon, but since I haven't watched any yet, I'm leaving them blank. And then on this page it's just general things that I want to watch, so whether that's movies or TV or anything like that. And the first one that I'm actually going to write down is the season finale of Game of Thrones, because I'm very excited for that. I'm leaving some blank pages there to come back to, but now I'm going to start doing my monthly little spreads, I guess. So on one side I'm putting any important dates that I might want to remember for January, so that I've got somewhere like major to come and reference back. And then on this page I'm going to be doing a watercolour, so I did this off camera just because I was going to stick it in. These pages you can't really paint on them, but I just did like a little night sky with some clouds and trees and stars, and just something pretty simple just to sort of like mark the start of the month. Okay, on to my monthly spread for January. Again, I don't really use calendars, but I'm like starting to put this in here, mainly because I've seen other people that do bullet journaling do this, and you know, I'm gonna try and just see what works for me every month. So this is what I'm trying for this month. If I don't like it, maybe I'll take it out or adapt it, but for now I'm just drawing out a calendar across these 2 pages, just with every day of the week. I don't really have a lot to remember. I don't have a lot of important dates coming up, especially not for January, so maybe in the future when I have lots of things that I need to remember, I can make this bigger or maybe fit multiple pages, but I don't really see the need for me at the moment to be doing like weekly spreads, so I'm just keeping it to a full month. And I'm not really being neat with this. Again, it's just a calendar, it could get messy, so I'm just filling in some of the dates, and it's pretty simple. It's just a calendar, there's nothing really special about it. At the side, I'm just doing a little place for tasks, so anything additional that I need to do, like if I need to make a payment or something, I'm just going to leave that there. And I wanted to decorate January with snowdrops. I love snowdrops, they're one of my favourite flowers. They're white, so you can't really colour them in, but I don't care, they're one of my favourite flowers, and it's my journal and I want to draw snowdrops. So next I'm moving on to another little spread. Again, I don't really know what to draw yet in my journal, but I'm learning still, so this is what I've come up with so far. It's just some monthly goals, a little place to make some notes about my YouTube. This little teardrop thing I'm going to colour in with the hair colour that I have at the moment. So for every month I change my hair so much, so I'd like to keep like a little running track of what my hair colour is every month. It's like a white grey at the moment, so I'm going to fill that in like a silvery grey colour at a later time. And just drawing some more snowdrops. I'm not really making the snowdrops neat, I just kind of like to doodle them. I'm not too bothered about keeping the journal neat, I'd rather just doodle what I want in it when I want. So next I wanted a habits tracker page, and I don't really have that many habits that I want to track, but I'm trying to be a bit ambitious, so I might be tracking fewer habits in the future, but for now I have a fair few that I want to start out with, you know, in the new year when my resolutions are fresh and maybe I'm feeling a bit more up to the challenge of tracking so many things. This will probably dwindle a bit throughout the year, but for now I'm trying to keep on top of it. The next page is for my monthly dream journal. I have so many dreams. Sometimes I have 2, 3, 4 dreams a night, so maybe one page isn't going to be enough, but I definitely just wanted to make like a little note of some of them so that I can reference it back. I don't really put much stock in dreams. I don't think they particularly mean anything special or spiritual or anything like that. They're just fun and interesting, and so I wanted to keep a track of them. And again, I'm just drawing more snowdrops to keep the theme cohesive there at the bottom, because I really like snowdrops. Next page is the kanji of the month. I'm currently studying Japanese, and I don't have a kanji at the moment, so I'm going to leave this page blank, but every month I want to have one kanji that I learn in full and learn the radicals for, etc. So yeah, that's it for my month. That's it for my whole bullet journal plan for the moment, I guess. So a quick flip back. So we've got my little intro page with 2019 and maybe some space to draw, a little overview of the calendar for the year, some nice wreaths, my little like future planning thing, overview, whatever you want to call it, I'm not sure, a little place to do my mood tracking for the year and tracking the phases of the moon. A place to list 19 things that I wanted to achieve in 2019, and then my more generic sort of life goals. My writing goals, my reading shelf that I'm really looking forward to filling in. Any sort of quotations that I think of, a place to write down any new musicians that I find and decide that I like. A spread to honour my major accomplishments throughout the year, and then a spread for my new experiences. And I'm actually going to colour in this first one, and the new experience that I'm filling in this first bottle for is actually making a bullet journal. So that was my first new experience, the first new thing that I tried this year, even though it's still December, but it's my bullet journal. Then my YouTube goals and a sub-tracker for my main channel. Then a place to list all the anime that I complete this year, things to watch, a blank spread for me to fill in the future. Then I've got my important dates for January, a little like artsy title page for the month. Then I've got my January spread just with some little doodled flowers and a calendar, and that's pretty much it. A little place to track some monthly goals, some little notes, my habit tracker for the month of January, my dream journal for the month of January, and then the kanji of the month, which I haven't figured out yet. And then that's it. That's my bullet journal so far. So, I mean, this could change in the future. This is just what I came up with by watching a few other people do some things and just figuring out maybe what I would like to have in my journal. Again, this is the first time I've ever done any sort of bullet journaling, so I'm really not very good at it right now, and I kind of don't really know what I'm doing, but you know, it's the good thing about a bullet journal is that if something doesn't work for me, I can just not do that next month or try something new. So I guess I'm just gonna like improve as I learn and change things as I go, and I'm not too bothered about having these same spreads every month. You know, some of them like the kanji of the month and like my habit trackers I want to keep, but you know, if I end up scrapping other parts of it, then who knows. So maybe I'll keep you guys up to date on my bullet journaling. I don't really intend to make it a major part of the channel or anything. I just really enjoyed watching some other people do theirs, and so I thought this might be a fun video to do to show you guys what I've put in my bullet journal. Yeah, I hope you guys liked this video, and if you have any bullet journaling suggestions that you want to give to me down in the comments, or any bullet journaling channels that you think I should watch to get inspiration or anything like that, then feel free to link me them down below. But other than that, I'm really sorry if this was kind of a lame bullet journal, but it is what it is. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope everyone's having a great end to 2018 or a great start to 2019. And I wish the best for everyone in the new year. Bye!